Today, two Godzillas, two mighty versions of the big monster going at it. Shin Godzilla taking on Godzilla Minus One. Who wins here? And why is it not even close? What's up guys, this is DanCo. I do fight breakdowns, power ranking videos, or more deep dives into your favorite characters and franchises, with new videos every week. So if that seems great to you, well, sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button if you want to, or hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Like pretty much every other version of Godzilla, this big guy was basically a prehistoric dinosaur swimming around in the ocean, a local legendary sea monster, until one day he was horribly mutated and transformed by a nuclear bomb, becoming Godzilla. Now, this version of Godzilla was incredibly aggressive and hostile, both before and after his mutation. It was known to attack anything that he thought was a threat, or really anything that crossed his path. In fact, you could almost read his aggression as just straight up hostility and hatred, almost showing a kind of vengeance towards humans. Basically, you don't want to cross paths with this particular Godzilla. After being mutated, Godzilla grew to over 150 feet tall and showed off some super impressive physicality. His jaws are able to lift up a train, he can knock over buildings with his tail. Godzilla is even so strong that he can easily launch boats and trains and send them flying through the air. And despite all of that, Godzilla is surprisingly fast too. He's able to show off some impressive reflexes. But the biggest thing Godzilla has going for him? Well, his durability and his regeneration. Like all versions of Godzilla, Godzilla Minus One is extremely tough. I mean, forget being relatively immune to firearms, missiles, rockets from tanks, or battleships. Godzilla straight up survived a nuclear bomb. He's very tough. However, he's not entirely invincible. What sets this Godzilla apart is his incredibly advanced cellular regeneration. It's his healing factor. Like a mine was detonated inside Godzilla's mouth, and Godzilla healed from it nearly instantaneously. This healing factor goes way beyond just simply regenerating from some scratches or similar attacks. Godzilla's entire body was destroyed, and he still started regenerating from just a small piece of flesh left over. And like all incarnations of the big monster, this Godzilla has a pretty nasty atomic breath too. This beam will generate an extremely powerful explosion whenever it hits its target, creating a mushroom cloud like an atomic bomb, and leave behind a massive crater and powerful shockwaves that level everything for miles around. In fact, Godzilla's atomic breath is so powerful that it actually injures Godzilla too. It burns his face and forces him to regenerate and heal before he's able to use the atomic breath again. And that's the thing that's unique about this Godzilla. He actually has some weaknesses, namely that he can't rely on his atomic breath like other Godzillas can. He has to stop and recharge this attack because of all the damage that it does to him whenever he uses it. But then there's the other Godzilla, Shin Godzilla. And here's the thing, Shin Godzilla is kinda unique among all other Godzillas, as he started out as some kind of prehistoric creature, just swimming around in the ocean, when he was horribly mutated by some nuclear radiation in the 1950s. And this is where it becomes a bit different, because along with that mutation comes a unique ability. Godzilla can rapidly change his DNA and adapt and evolve in pretty much an instant. He then spent 60 years living under the ocean until he got bored one day and decided to try and destroy Tokyo. So over the course of the movie, Godzilla went through 4 different forms, all of which were distinct and some of which were very, very weird. I mean, just take a look at Form 1. It may or may not just be one giant tail, just a giant worm thing. This time he was able to bust up the Aqua Line tunnel and was supposedly hot enough to just start boiling the water around him. But that's kind of all we saw from him in Form 1. Form 2, well, it was kind of pathetic too. But bless his little heart, he's just trying his best out there. This is the form where Godzilla was able to evolve to where he can walk on land. Cause, fun fact, most every sea animal can't make it on land, not just because of the whole oxygen thing, but they're actually crushed by their own body weight. Well, now Godzilla's out there strutting around on his two little legs, just constantly throwing nasty juices all over the place with his gills. On top of that, he's able to push around boats and push around cars, even destroy houses and knock over a building. So on to Form 3. The big guy went through a growth spurt here. He's able to stand more upright, even grew himself some actual arms. He's also able to destroy things a whole lot easier now, even flipping over a train and sending that train flying by slamming his tail on the ground. Form 4 is where he really gets going though. Here he's real big, real tough, and totally ready to mess up everybody's day. So he's tough enough to where tank fire literally just has no effect on him. Bombs literally just bounce off his skin. The only thing that we even saw break the skin were bunker busters, the bombs designed to bust bunkers way under the ground. And even then, Godzilla healed from it almost immediately. The real thing here is his atomic breath. Literally just the exhaust from charging up his atomic breath is enough to destroy a city block. The actual beam itself can cut the city in half. And then Godzilla doesn't have to just shoot out one beam. He can focus it through his dorsal fins and shoot out tons of blasts from his back, or even shoot out a beam from his tail. Because I mean, why not? It's not like this Godzilla wasn't already weird enough. Only problem here is that Godzilla kinda has to watch the atomic breath, because if he uses it too much, well, it's gonna cause him to run out of power, meaning he's gonna have to go into hibernation for a while in order to recharge. And then there's Form 5, which it's best just to not talk about this thing. Don't think about it too much and it can't hurt you. So who's ultimately coming out on top? And why is it not even really close? Well, the greatest thing that Godzilla Minus One has is just his physical abilities and his atomic breath. He's extremely strong and powerful, extremely tough, but it's really his healing factor. You have to literally destroy every single cell and every single atom in order to beat this guy. Otherwise, he's always going to come back. Might take a good long while, but he will come back. His atomic breath is also insanely impressive. It's like a legit nuclear bomb going off, leaving miles of devastation with each blast. On the other hand, what Shin Godzilla has going for him here is evolution and adaptation. It's what sets him apart from other Godzillas, and it could be the key difference here as well. This Godzilla is able to evolve and adapt to face any situation. It's kind of like Doomsday. Godzilla evolves and adapts in order to defeat the threat at hand. Like, look at the difference between Forms 2 and 3 and then Form 4. I believe that Forms 2 and 3 would have been injured, maybe even killed by conventional human weapons in a military assault. Then I think Form 4 was actually specifically adapted in order to take those attacks. Then look at Form 5 even. I guess we'll never really know, but you can kinda guess that Godzilla was evolving into becoming like his own army in order to take on humans. And I'll take evolution and adaptation over a healing factor each and every time. Godzilla Minus One might come back, but Shin Godzilla is coming back too, and is coming back bigger, stronger, with the perfect tools to beat you in a fight. I really don't even think it'll get to that. Even without evolution adaptation, Shin Godzilla easily outpaces Godzilla Minus One. Minus One is about 45 meters tall and 20,000 tons. In his fourth form, Shin Godzilla is over 100 meters tall and 92,000 tons. Any physical fight, and Shin is gonna dominate. And while Godzilla Minus One has a great atomic breath, it's also kinda hard to argue with nuclear lasers that can cut through entire cities, or dozens of lasers shooting out all at once. Yeah, Shin Godzilla is just in another tier. No question about it. This fight really isn't even close. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.